Hello and welcome to my channel, Trading with some Precision. And I'm excited to be starting this channel and talking a whole lot about market analysis and Forex trading for beginners. So right in this video, we're going to be looking at market analysis of some currency pairs. So if you are already into trading, I believe this will also help you in understanding a whole lot of things more as regards understanding the market and also trading and getting good entry and exit in the market. So for this week, we are going to be looking at some currency pairs, which we are going to be looking through the various time frames and looking at what happened during the past and looking at what we should expect to see in the next few days or weeks of this month. So today is 3rd of April, Sunday, and we are just looking at what's happening in the market and what we should expect to look at and to see as far as price movement is concerned. So the first the first currency pair we're going to be looking at is NZDJPY, and right here we are on this chart on the weekly. We're on the weekly chart here, and here we can be able to see what is going on here. We can see that for the past for some weeks now, price has been on a move up, and we also see that there was a break above the 80 the 80 number, which is a psychological level, and ever since price broke that, the price for the next 2 weeks, you can see that price on this we have the the last candle, the previous candle, which was last week, 2 weeks and 3 weeks. So we can see that in the third week of the candle, price got to 80, and rather than seeing a rejection, what we saw the following week was a break through the price of 80 and right up here down to 85. And we can see here that the last candle here, it tried to break above 85. It almost got to 87, but the buy pressure was simply reduced, which you can see from the formation of this last candle here, which tells you that the buyer is now weak and not as strong as the previous week. So what we should expect to happen here is since there is a reduction in the buy, we should expect to see a reaction of price around this 85 area that might likely see price come down to this 80 region. Now when we come down to the daily time frame, we will also be able to get more information here as regards what's simply going on in the 85 region. And here we can see here that price is really fighting around this 85 region, which is showing a possible rejection of price, which you can see here in the last few days. So during last week, we saw that price broke above the 85, almost got to 87, didn't get there, came down, and we also see a break of the 85 downwards, and price is currently trading below the 85 area. Now the reason why I'm talking about this 85 is because 85 is simply a psychological number, and that's area of interest if you are looking at understanding how price moves in respect to numbers. So 85 is a psychological level, and that's the reason why we are seeing a lot of things going on here. So what I expect to see is more price movements that makes price come down to possible 82.5, then also back to the 80 region, which is something that is likely to happen if this area holds. So if this area holds, we should be able to see price come down here. So if I'm going to be looking at a trade based off this daily candle, I would first be waiting to see a break of price that comes below the moving average. So here you can see here I have this nice 2 moving average right here. I'll be expecting to see price trade below the moving average, which would help me with my entry to take a trade around this area with my stop right above here, or perhaps a more reasonable place to put a stop would be right at the top of this week that you're seeing, which means that you'll have a more larger stop. But you also know that if you're trading higher time frames like the daily, your stops will definitely be be much more. So if I'm going to be looking at a buy around here, the first thing I'm waiting for is I'm waiting to see price trade below the moving average, and so long as it's still trading below the 85 level, it's a good area to take a sell trade back down. And if we are looking at back down, the first area of interest I'll be looking at will be the 82.5 area, then the 80 area at my second take profit. So I'll be looking at 82.5 as first take profit and 80 as the area of second take profit. Now, if you look at the 82.5 area, you can see here that price, when price got here, that's around October 2021, price came down to the 82.5 and rejected it nicely. So this will be a good support area to also look at, as price is trading below the 85 area down to the 82 area. So if price comes down here, it is expected that you should have adjusted your stop to at least break even, to also maximize your risks on this trade. That's if you're looking at following the price down to the 80 region. And when you look at it this way, this nice up move, if you draw your Fibonacci on this, you would notice that this area is also a nice area for Fib retracement, which is 61.8. So if we draw it, let's check it out. So if we draw it right here, the recent low to high, we can see here what's happening here is, you can see that the 80 region is also around where the 61.8 is, right inside here, right inside here. So which is also a good area to get out of, and also look for a possible reversal from here back up. So that's just it as regards that's it as regards that on the daily. Now, when we now come right into the 4 hours chart, now the 4 hours chart here, you can see here that there's a lot of nice price range that is going on right here. So if I'm going to be taking any trade around here, since I know that there is a significant level here, which is 85, I would be looking at a sell at the break of this level. This is based off 4 hours. So for this sell to be able to take place, I would simply have, let me move this down. Yeah, all right. So I'll be looking at price breaking this level here, which is the low, which if you look at it, this is more like a range that is going on here. So you have this this area, and we also have this area price rejected here, back up. So what I'll be looking at is I'll be waiting for a break, for a price break below here, and once I can get a break here, it means that I can be able to take a sell position and simply put my stop right above here on the 4 hour time frame. So if I'm going to be looking at when price breaks through here, I would definitely come down to the 1 hour to look at where the area of entry will be when price breaks down and come up here. So this is what it is like on the 4 hour time frame. So we can see that price has been going up and down. It has been going nicely up, but this area is a major area of concern that might send price right back down. So once price breaks through here, we should be expecting price here at 82.5, and whatever happens here, we should be able to see price come down to 80 area on this. Now, when we come down to the 1 hour time frame, now on the 1 hour time frame, so here we can see what is going on right in here. We can see here that this level is holding even on the 1 hour, and what we have here is this horizontal line that I drew here. You can see once price breaks down here, a retest of this area will be where I'll be looking at taking a sell from to follow this trade back down with my stop just right above Yeah, so I don't trade the 1 hour. I trade more on the daily time frame. So I'll be looking more on that. But for those that trade the 1 hour or the 15 minutes time frame, these are just what you should be looking at as far as I'm concerned here. And right here on the 15 minutes time frame, what I'll be looking at here is since I won't be looking at trading below that line because you have a lot more going on even within these small moves that you are seeing on the daily. Because if you come here on the 4 hours, you can see that even though it looks as if it's a small move, but down to the 15 minutes, you'll be able to see that it's really a big move. It's a big move on a smaller time frame that is going on here. So if you're looking at a sell opportunity that is going on here, there are two scenarios that you should look at. The first one will be to wait for price to get back to this area, get back to this 85 area, and looking at what price does around here in terms of chart pattern to take a sell right from here. And the second one will be to see will be to wait for when price will trade below the moving average around here and take your sell position right here. So if you're going to be taking a sell position around this area where once price is below the moving average, then your first area of take profit will be down at the low of here, which is 84, which will be 84.25. So you'll be looking at that as your first area of probably closing half of a trade and waiting to see what happens right there. So it's either you put your stop at break even, or you just close half of a position and leave the rest to run to see if price breaks down that area. Because if price breaks down through that area, you would be able to see what's simply going to be happening more. So we have an area at 83.75 where price comes through before now coming to 82.5. So these are just area of interest that you should be looking at if you are trading off the 15 minutes and if you're trading off the 1 hour. Now for the 1 hour, I'll be using the 1 hour as entry based off the 4 hours when I'm waiting for a break below this low around this area to take my trade off the 1 hour with my stop just right above the 85 area, and to see to follow price down to these areas of take profit that I'm looking at, which will be around 82.5 then 80. So that's it as regards that NZDJPY. And if price doesn't work out that way, then we should be able to see price. We should be able to see price not breaking below this low and just simply going back up for possible up movement of the chart, though it's likely that will happen. I expect to see a move down from here, but if that doesn't work out, then we should be able to see price trying to break above this this last high that we see here. But the pressure, the opportunity for it, the potential rather of it coming down is much more than it going back up, which is what I would love to see and partake of during this week as far as NZDJPY is concerned. So let's go right into the second one. So we're going to be looking at GBPAUD. So GBPAUD, let's come right into the weekly time frame. And all right, so right here under the monthly time frame, we are able to see that there's a lot of reaction going on here at 7,500, which is also a major key psychological level that is going on here. So right here on the weekly time frame here, you can see here that this is a strong sell that has happened in the previous week. A strong sell happened here, which broke through 1.8, and right down here we have price breaking below 1.75. Now when you look at what happened in the past events that is here, you see that there's a lot of reaction that happened around 1.75 previously. So when you look at this area around November 2020, you can see that there was a rejection that happened here. And when you look at August to something similar also happened. And when you also come down to look at this area around May rather, you can see that price tried to get here, but it was rejected and price came back up. And here you can just see what this just tells you is the 1.75 area is a strong zone where you would see a lot of price movement that happens around here. So while this is a strong, sell, for this sell to happen, then it means that price has to break below this 75 area, which has actually happened. But this next weekly candle will determine whether we are going to see a price down to 1.7, or we're going to see a reversal back up, which has what has been happening since 2018. So since 2018, you can see that price never break down below 75, and even when it did, it still rejected it and came back up. So it's likely for history to repeat itself during this place, where we're going to see a possible rejection up back to 1.80 right here. Now when we come down to the daily time frame and we'll look at what is going on here, we can see that there was a strong sell and price tried to break back above 1.80, which it did, but it didn't. The buying pressure was not enough to sustain it back up, and we have the sellers coming back down above, and price broke down through the 1.800, and now it's at 1.75 area. And here you can see that a lot of things is happening here at this 1.7 area on the daily time frame. So what I'll be looking out for here is I'll be looking for a possible rejection of price here, which we can see that the last few candles has actually shown a possible rejection. But even though it's showing a possible rejection, it doesn't mean to take it. It's not enough to take a buy trade to take the move back up, because it might decide not to break above and start to go down below. So what I would like to see right here on the daily candle is I would like to see price coming above the moving average. So long as price comes above the moving average, it's simply telling me that the rejection will likely take place, where we are going to see the first move up to 1.775, then to 1.80 before any other thing can happen. Either it will break above back up, or it will simply come as a rejection from here back down. So that's what I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at price going above this area. So if I'm waiting for the moving averages to cross over and go above, that means that price will have to go above this. Let me simply draw. I'll be waiting for price to come above here. So once price comes above here, by that period, the price would have already been trading above the moving averages. That simply makes it easy for me to take a buy trade with my stop just right below here. So my stop will just be below here around this area. So my stop will just be around this area here. And the reason why I'm putting it below is just my risk to reward. So I'll just be taking a trade around this area. Since we have the 7.75 holding, but I'll simply put it below this last candle, this last low of the candle that is here. And as price moves back up, I'll be adjusting my stop until I'm able to break even and close profit probably around here. So I'll be looking for a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-1.5 risk to reward on this trade that is going on right here. So for me, I trade more on the daily candle, but I'm definitely going down to the 4 hours and 1 hour. So under the 4 hours here, we can see a lot of things. We can see what is going on right here. So here we can see that price came down, tried to come up, it came down, and it's simply around a range. And here we can see that this 7.5 area, let me delete this too. Okay, so here we can see that price is still around here. So if we're going to be looking for a buy to take place here, I would still be saying, I'll still be waiting for a move up before I can take any trade right here. So possibly if price comes above this 7.5 area, if price comes above and it's above the moving average, I'll be looking for a possible buy. And once my OSMA here, right here, my OSMA here is what I use more like my trigger trade. Once my OSMA here turns positive, then I can look to take a buy. But since it's still negative, I'm not simply doing anything right now based on what is here. So based on what is here, I can decide to take a sell, I can decide to take a buy. Either you take a buy or a sell. It's simply based on your analysis and also your risk to reward as regards what you are looking at. Now, what I'm saying right here on the 4-hour chart is simply telling me that it's likely that price would sell because price has been trading around this 7,500 area, and the conditions for the sale has actually been met based on the 4-hour. And I can take a sell around here and simply put my stop right above here and use a 1-to-1 ratio or 1-to-2 ratio, so which is just about 90 pips. So I can use 90 for 180 pips, or 90 to 90 pips, or 90 to 135 pips. As risk to reward to see how that plays out. Now, but so long as price is trading below the 7,500, that is in play. But if I'm looking to buy from the 4-hour candle, I'll be waiting for price to trade above the 7,500. And once price trades above the 7,500, I'll also be waiting for it to also be trading above the moving average for me to be able to take and follow the move up. So depending on what price does in the next few candles will determine what route to take, either for a possible up move or for a possible down move right here. So on the 1-hour candle, here, we can see that price is just choppy. Everything here around here is just choppy. And this is why I really trade. I don't trade below the 1-hour. I trade mostly daily because I tend to love taking trades that I can hold for days and even weeks. And so, but if you are trading 1 hour, 15 minutes, is still okay by you, but you should just be looking at moves that you can take for the short while and closing it out from there. So right here on the 1 hour, we can see here that price came up here. Price came up here to 7,620, but it could not go above it. It came down to the 75 area. So this is more or less like a range area of what is going on. This could form a possible, let's see. So we have a trend here going on, and I can also take this here. All right. So we have this nice trend here. Now, if you look at the way this is, the psychological level, which is 7,500, is just right at the middle. So right here, it's kind of difficult for me to say that I want to take a buy based off the 4 hours because of this level, because anything can happen right at this level. Now, if price comes right here and plays around this trend line area and reject it, it will definitely come back up. But if it comes back up, you have to be careful here because price can still reject it back up, and this can still cause more like a range movement that just keeps on happening here, and you might not really see the move that you're waiting for. But what I would also look at is if price breaks up above this candle here, if price breaks up above this trend line here, you simply wait for a retest, it breaks, come down to retest and goes up. So this is what you should be looking at. And if price comes down here, you should be waiting to see like a rejection that goes up. You should be waiting to see a rejection around this area. So once you see a rejection candle around this area, you can decide to risk a buy, and with a tight stop so that your trade doesn't go against you if it doesn't eventually sell And if it doesn't eventually buy and it decides to sell, being that it's already below the 1.75 area. So this is more like, this is something tricky on the 1 hour. Now, but let's come down to the 15 minutes. So perhaps we'll be able to see something nice right now. Now on the 15 minutes, see what happened here. Price came up here, and right from here, price rejected nicely and came right down to this trend line area, and it's up here. So what we'll be looking at here is we're going to be looking for a retest of price coming down here. So if price comes down here, we can be able to expect to see something going on here. And also this is also an area, 7450 is also a good area. So if price comes down up, it's you can be able to take a buy right here and just simply put your stop below 7425. You can put your stop below 7425 and take a trade around here, so long as you're able to see a rejection candle that is being formed here, and take your trade up back to 75. So once your trade comes right up to 75, you can be able to put your stop at break even or close half of the positions and wait for it. If it breaks above here, you can be able to follow it back up to this next trend line area and close that out on your profit. So this is what you should be looking at if you're looking at the 15 minutes time frame. You can see here that price reacted nicely based off here and here, so we should be able to see something similar that happens again before we eventually see a breakout of this trend line, either to the upside or either to the downside. So if there's a breakout to the downside, then you should be looking at taking a sell and putting your stop right above 7450, which is here. So at that time, your price will be trading below the moving average, and if price breaks above here on the 15 minutes, your price will definitely be trading above your moving average. So you can be looking for that scenario to happen. So whichever one plays out, this is what you will just be looking at as area of interest based off these various time frames that I've already shown you right now. So I think that it's for GBPAUD. So we're going to come right to NZDCHF. Now under NZDCHF, let's see what is happening right here. So under NZDCHF, we can see here that price almost got to 0,600, but it didn't get there before coming back up and building up momentum for a buy right about right about here before a rejection candle is being formed. And here you can see that there's a trend line here where price reacted nicely to, and it is expected to see something similar that also happens around here to see a rejection in price. Though right here I have a sell on this trade, which is already at break even. So whatever happens, I'm secured. If this trade gets closed out, I've not lost anything. So this is just based off the weekly time frame, just to see what is happening in terms of the big picture of what is going on here. We have a level right above here, which is 6,500. We have 0,6500, and here we can see here that the previous candle, this candle rejected it, and the previous candle where the buy came up also rejected it. That led to the down movement of price, showing the rejection of 0.65. And if you look at it here at about December 2019, you can see that something similar also happened here, where there was a rejection of price at 0.65 that led price to simply come down right inside here. And also, if you look at it at 2020, here we saw that price broke above around November. You can see that price broke above here and came up to the next level here, which is about 6,750, before rejecting right back down, which led to the formation of this new trend line that was being drawn right in here. So coming out to the daily candle, here we can see that this nice rejection candle, there's a lot of price action that led right in here, which was what tempted me to take a sell trade here, because price was already trading below the moving average, having rejected the 0.65 area. And right here we can see here that my trade is already on break even with small what's it called, with small profits already locked in already. So right here I'm expecting to see a possible break of 6375 area that would also lead further down to 6250 area, which is what I'm expecting to happen in the next few days of watching what happens as far as this price action is going on here. So here you can see here that price moved, the momentum up was pretty solid, which was stopped at 65 area. And here we can see here that 62502 is also an area of interest, because if you look at August of 2021, we can see that there was a rejection that happened right here that led price to came up to 6500. So I'm expecting something similar to happen right off this market here before we can see a likely move back up and possibly maybe a break here back up. But I'm expecting to see a nice move down and also a rejection that forms, that takes price back up. And I think that's just it for the daily candle. So let's come right to the 4 hours and see what is going on right in there. So right here on the 4 hour candle here, we can see that price came up nicely and immediately got to this 65 area. You can see this rejection that happened here, first time and second time, and then price came up down here. So you can see here the price came here, it came down before going back to the key level, which was 65 area. It rejected it, it came back up right again, and right now price is trading below, which is looking more like more possible down movements that I'm expecting to see right here. So if you're looking at area of entry, I would definitely be waiting to see price come more down before taking a trade. Now, right down here, we can see that we have a level here at 6375, which is more like a support, area. So I'll be looking at a break of this area. So once price breaks below this area on the 4 hours, then you can be able to enter this trade for a sale. You can use the 1 hour to take that trade. Let me set it up. I'm trying to set up that. All right, so you can wait for a break to take a sell right here. You can either take a break, you can wait for a break of this low. Once price breaks below here, then this forms your new resistance, which you can use and put your stop above and take this trade and follow it down here. So what I'll be waiting to see would be I'll be waiting to see a nice move down, a break here, and once you see a break up happen for your entry, you can go down to your 1 hour and wait for price to retest back, and wait for price to retest back that level where you can now be able to take your trade and follow it back down, which is what I would expect to see right in here. But since I'm already on this sell trade, so I don't need to take any other, except if I'm looking to add more position to this trade. So if I'm looking to add more position to this trade, I would wait for a break right in here. So once this place breaks down, I can add another sell to it with the possible outlook of waiting for it to get to 6250 as my final destination before cutting out of the trade. So let's go right into the 1 hour. So right here inside the 1 hour, what we are seeing here is you can see the rejection of 65. The first candle broke above, the second candle invalidated that break above, and here we can see that price came nicely back down here. It rejected it here at 6425, came back here and came down to break below 0.64. So here now what we are seeing here is we are seeing price still trading around the 64 area here. So if you are looking for any buy opportunity, we can, because price is already above the moving average. So there are two possible outlook that either happen here. Is either we'll see a move up here from here since price has broken above, or based on the 1 hour, we can see here that price broke above the 6.4 and is still strong above 6.4. So we can likely see a move back up to 6.425 before price deciding to follow the sell, which is what we are seeing. But since we are seeing a possible sell based off the daily area, and we'll be waiting to see a break of this area for more pressure for a sell. But right here, we might also see a buy happening here, whereby price come up here to 6.425 area before coming back to break this 6.4 area. And here you can see here the horizontal line we put here, which is at 6.375, which is a support level on this chart. So it's two things that will happen: either taking a buy trade around here, because this is also a good support area for, which is 6,400, and putting your stop right below here to take a buy, to take it up here to 6,425 as your take profit, and or simply waiting for a break below here, or simply waiting for a break below 6.4 area and looking at taking a sell, and looking at taking a sell down here. Now, but it will come down to 15 minutes. Let's see what is going on right inside 15 minutes. So right inside the 15 minutes area here, we can see here that 6.4 is the previous candle. You can see our price is trying to come up to 6. Price is trading above the 6,400 area, and we can see what is going on between 6.4 and 6.425. So between 6.4 and 6.425, price is currently trading above the moving average. So it's likely for us to see move up happening right inside here. So here you can be able to scalp trade between 6.400 and 6.425. And once you see that price is also trading below the moving averages, then you should be looking at possible period of sale. Now, what I mean by trading below the moving average is when you look at what happened here, you can see here that price came up here, came from 6.375 area and came up here to 6.425. Now, what happened here is you can see that price rejected it nicely, and it came down here. And you can see here that price is trading below here. So if once you see that price is already trading below the moving average, then you can simply take sell positions and put your stop just right above the eye and follow this move down. But here we see that the same thing then repeats itself. It got to 6.4. It just got off here and is coming back up here. So you just need to be careful of whatever trades that you are taking between this area if you are looking at scalping. But if you're looking at the long-term approach, of what I'm looking at is I'm expecting to see more sales around here. I'm expecting to see a break below this area for more down movement right here. So the last candle we're going to be looking at is NZDCAD. So under NZDCAD, let's look at the weekly outlook. Okay. So right now under the weekly outlook here, we can see here that a lot of things is going on. Here is a lot of choppy moves previously, but still something that is how will I put it? There is a lot of choppy moves here, and you can see that I'm in a position right inside this trade. So let's just look at analyzing it with a new fresh look. So right here, we see that price reacted nicely to this trend line. So we drew a trend line of here and here. I think that was based off the daily time frame and not the weekly time frame when we drew that. And we can see what's going on here. We have a key level here at 8,500, and we have at 900. You can see that price rejected 0.9 and came down and broke below 8,700, and we can see that price moved up and bounced off this area and moved up to 87500. And immediately goes 87500. It didn't break above it. It tried to break above it and it rejected it. And right now it rejected it twice. So we've seen two rejection happen here. The first one, we've seen three rather. We see the bull candle here. Let me increase. So right here we see that price rejected this key level here first, which is 8,500, and the second time price rejected it and it spiked up, but there was still a rejection candle, which is where this trend line is being drawn off. And when price started trading below, it also tried to go above the 87.5 and rejected it. And we have this nice rejection candle here with this trend line. And this candle here will definitely see that price is trading below the 8750 area. And what we expect to see here is based off this candle formation, we expect to see a more downward move, though the downward move is not strong enough. It's just a rejection pattern. The downward move is not a strong down candle like you see in this candle here or this candle here that is more strong. It still is weak. Let me just call it more like a weak sell candle, but which also caused a rejection of this key level. So I'm looking at the sell, though I'm currently in a sell right here now. But that's just what I'm expecting to see right here. I'm expecting to see more downward move down to 8,500 area, which is where I'm expecting it to go in the next few days or weeks. And when we come around to the daily candle, now based on this daily candle here, we can now see what is going on right here. When we reduce candle size. All right, so here we can see here that price broke below here. It tried to break above 87.5, 8750, but each time it tried to break above it, it was simply rejected. And you can see that it has been trading between 8750 and 8625 based on the daily candle here. And this trade was simply entered because price was simply trading below the moving averages, and my OSMA was negative, which made me to actually take a sell around here and put my stop just right here. And here we can see that there was a rejection that happened here at 8625. So price rejected here 8625, rejected here back, rejected here back. So I'm expecting to see a lot of choppy moves that happen right here before possibly this trade setup is formed, whereby we're able to see a break below this 625 area for it to come down to 8500 area. My take profit is right below that, but I'm expecting price to trade within this trend line area that I've drawn based off the weekly candle. And if we see price hit my profit, if it's my stop rather, then it means that this area is simply going to be broken to the upside. And once we see a break to the upside that close me out, then I'll simply be looking at a retest. We'll see a candle that goes up, then it will definitely come back to retest. Then we can be able to take a buy trade and take it back up and follow it back up again. So the main thing is just being able to understand the setups and being able to follow it as it moves. So that's it on the daily time frame. So long as price is still around here, I believe this trade will still work out. But once price starts to come back up here, then it simply means that something is definitely going to happen around this area once again. So it's likely we'll see a rejection around this key level area that makes price to come back down again, or we'll see a break off that goes up above the trend line. So let's go down to the 4 hours. Now, based off this 4-hour candle, so here we're able to see a nice rejection here. You can see the first rejection happened here, the second rejection happened here. So this is more like a double top because price came up here, rejected, came up here, rejected, and each time it rejected, price came back down. and each time, so you can see here that this is just a nice formation that that we should expect to see play out for more possible sell moves. And if you are looking to sell based off the 4 hours, I'll be looking for a break below this area. I'll be looking for a break below this area for me to enter into a sell, to follow it back down to 85, to follow it back down to 8500, and simply putting my stop just right above here. So that's just what I'm going to be doing. And let's look at the 1 hour. So under the 1 hour, we've seen price from between 87,500 to 8,600. You can see that price rejected, came down to 8,600, and it came back up again to 8,700, and we have a rejection going on here, and that's because we have 8,650 right here. That is that is playing out. So if you are looking at a buy trade right now, since price is currently trading above the moving average and is also around a key level area, I'll watch the next candle. So long as price stays above this area, I can simply take a buy trade, a short-term buy trade that sees price come up here to 8,700, where I simply go out from. So right here, I'm seeing here that my OSMA is positive, which is telling me that we should be able to see more push up in price for me to take a trade. So this is already a buy formation that is going on, because price has already closed above this previous high that is here. So I'm expecting to see more price action that takes price up here to 8,700, where I'll close out of the trade with my stop just right below here at 8,629, 8,629, and close out here. Now, because I already know that the major moves is still more or less a sell, I will definitely be closing my trades immediately. I won't be waiting too long right here for the buy. I would be looking at closing out and waiting for an opportunity to take the sell right here back down. So this is whatever buy trade I'm going to be taking here will just be a temporary buy trade, a short-term buy trade that I just simply want to quickly take advantage of. Now we have we are now on the 15-minute candle, and right here on the 15-minute candle here we can see a nice play out of price here. Price rejected this area, which is 6,750. So you can see price came here, rejected, came here, rejected, came here, rejected, and price came down here. It rejected it at 650, which is also what happened here. But right here we see that price break down and came down to 6,375 before coming back up, and we are able to see that this price rejected 865 area. So this is still looking more like a buy, more like a short-term buy, because price has been trading above the moving average. I can see that it has been coming right up, where it was trying to sell. It later didn't sell as this was the last candle for the day at 15 minutes. And so what we should see here is, so long as price still remains above, above 8,500, we should still be able to see a price move up to 8,675 area, and we should just be able to scalp trades between these two levels right here. Yeah, so long as price is here, will just be, because that's what is going on here. You can see price has been scalping. Price came down here, rejected here, came down up, came down here, broke below, but it's not above here. So we should be looking at price coming back here and also showing another possible rejection down here. So you can simply be scalping off buy sales within this level and this level until you see a break to the upside that happens here, which means the price will come down to 8,700, or you see a break below this area here at 6,500, which means that there will be more momentum for a continuous sell that will bring price down to 8,625. down. So that's it as regards the market analysis for these four currency pairs. So I've talked about NZDCAD, I've talked about NZDCHF, I've talked about GBPAUD and NZDJPY. So if you have any comments as regards to this analysis, simply put it back simply put your observation in the comment section, and I will take note of them towards the next towards the next set of analysis I will be dropping right on this channel. So if you're not yet subscribed on this channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the push notification so that you can be able to get receive updates when new videos as regards market analysis and also forex trading tips and strategies is being dropped right on this channel. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing and reading your comments. No.